your house. We'll talk a little wrestling when I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. I said I'm in your house. The one I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. Hey yo, we talk a little wrestling when I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. Yo, I'm in your California dreaming, make me stay scheming like Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm out here, I got big steppers on my team, and the swagger leave them leaning. And if it ain't business, love, what's the meaning? I'm dangerous like Paulie when I'm coming to the function. Hard like Jimmy, I bring the doom to your dungeon. MVP, you get this hurt and this business. Hit this work, I'm the director, you should listen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Hollywood House. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy Con, ready to get at work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, if you don't have an Apple device, that's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And it's time to look at the clock. I'm checking the time because the last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit you with that work. Round the clock, you guys already know what it is, and you guys already know who I am, and that is the director, Hollywood House, ready to hit you another jam-packed and exciting episode of the podcast that you love to love. That is In Your House. And hey, it's time to talk a little wrestling with a hip-hop feel, hitting you with those LA vibes. We're back. We're going to give it to you, daddy. We're going to give it to you in your house. And that is exactly how we intend to give it to you, as we have for almost the last 4 years. And hey, that's how we do it in your house, or on your way to work, or dropping your kids off at school, or you just need to pop something in to listen to, ease your mind. You know, you've been stressed out, whatever, and the only thing you want to do is hear some takes on that sport that you love to love, and that's professional wrestling. And man, it's been a while since I've been able to hop on this mic and talk to you guys, the household, giving you guys a little prefix. We're going to have Bell on this episode. Don't fear not. Bell's here. We're going to get him in the second half of the episode. You know, it's the holiday season. Schedules conflicting. We're trying to make it work when we can make it work. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't been able to slide up on here and give you guys a podcast episode. And a lot has happened. Guys, I had the honor and the privilege to be recognized by Pro Wrestling Illustrated as one of their guests, one of their interviewees for their manager series with Candice Cordelia. And it was truly appreciated to be on the Face Turn on presented by PWI. It was a great opportunity for me, and really was a dream come true, honestly. I remember when my mom would take us to the grocery store, me and my sister, and this is before everybody was super, where's my kid at? You know, because people snatching kids and whatnot nowadays, but people didn't really worry about that back in the day. So we would stand at the, magazine rack while mom would go grocery shopping, and I would look at one of the PWI magazines. I flipped through that because I'm like, hey, it's wrestling. And so I opened it up and looked at all the athletes and personalities and wrestlers and whatnot that was featured in it. And yeah, man, just hoping one day I could do something like that. I was not an athletic child. I mean, I played a little basketball, but I wasn't super athletic. But I knew I wanted to be a part of it. And now I'm recognized by PWI. And of course, everybody around me knows now what the business is with Hollywood Howse, one of the most premier pro wrestling managers in the business today, and I say it with my chest. I was honored to be able to have that opportunity. I was privileged to be selected as one of just a handful of managers to be considered for this manager series. It was a great opportunity. Shout out to Pollo Del Mar, who was also featured. Oh, Pollo. Vicky Guerrero was also featured. So it was great to be in that type of company. As far as being part of that class with this PWI Manager Series. So once again, very honored and privileged, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit before we got into this episode, because myself and Bell have a discussion topic that we're going to talk about, and it's our Facebook exclusive topic. If you want to see us talk about this face to face, well, cam to cam, whatever, we talk about it on Zoom on Facebook, and that will be available to you guys as well. So that's our second half of the episode, where we're going to talk about the dethroning and eventual release of Mandy Rose. We're going to talk about that in more detail, and give our thoughts on it. As for this half of the episode, man, there's a couple things I definitely want to cover, and we talk about everything that's happening in professional wrestling. We talk about this new era of the WWE. Now that Vince McMahon has stepped down. Not so fast. Because rumor has it that Vince McMahon is ready to make a return. He's ready to come back and take his leadership role back from Triple H and be in charge as the chairman of WWE once again. So that just makes you think. I mean, you got to think that the old man is twiddling his thumbs at home. He's going crazy. He probably did a few things that he wanted to do in those first couple of months that he was, forcibly retired. But at this point, he's probably twiddling his thumbs, going crazy. I mean, he's probably going nuts. All that man knows is work. So I, for one, am not super shocked that he wants to make a return to power and be the chairman of WWE again. But it's not something I want to see. It's not something that I want to see. I think Triple H is doing a fine job. I think that Triple H isn't perfect, but I think he's doing a pretty good job of running that ship there in WWE. And when I say that it's not perfect, that's definitely something that I'm going to talk about as we talk about another rumor that is in the rumor mill. And, this is just me talking. This is not, once again, I always got to say this, I feel like, when we talk about these dirt sheet conversations, nothing that I'm saying is known fact. What we do here is we speculate. We speculate on these types of happenings. We speculate on these types of rumors that come through the mill. So yeah, it's just another thing. But yeah, I don't want to see him come back. I don't want to see him come back. I think that things are going fine how they are. And I think that once those reins got handed off, I think that it was a situation where the reins should stay handed off. I think that if you want to put Vince in like an advisory type of role where it's nothing official, where it's like, let him have, let him be able to advise on things and everything, but like, let's not bring him back in that light. Like, I just don't think it's a good idea. And I think that, with what we're going to talk about later with the Mandy Rose situation, I think that it's a little hypocritical to bring him back. So yeah, man, with him being the sex pest that he's, allegedly being, I don't think it's something that you want to dig back into. I just don't think it's a good idea. I think Triple H is doing a fine job. Once again, not a perfect job, but a fine job. And when I say not a perfect job, because once again, back digging into the rumor mill here, we're hearing that there's a little disappointment in some of these returns that have happened to WWE. We've had a lot of returns happen. Killer Cross and Scarlett returning. Hit Row returning. Braun Strowman also returning. A lot of returns. Dakota Kai's one that I think is working out very well. But when I think of disappointments or maybe a a person or persons who aren't performing up to how they should be performing on the main roster, I go straight to Hit Row. I'm sorry. I go straight to Hit Row. It's just not translating well. I don't understand where the disconnect is. Maybe that the hip hop thing doesn't work well in that type of setting, because I like what they do. Like, it's basically a record label presented to you as a stable, and I think that's cool. I mean, it's something. I mean, if you know the director, if you know Hollywood House, you know that's I'm into that. That's what I'm doing, but it's just not translating well, and I don't know exactly where the disconnect is. I know they do their freestyle raps, and it didn't translate well live. I know that's one thing, but yeah, it just seems like Hit Row isn't working. I don't think Braun Strowman is really working well either. I mean, they're finding things for him to do. I think the best thing that he did since his return was obviously his feud with Omos. But really, I don't know what they're doing with him now. And I totally understand where it's like, because this is what we got on AEW for, right? Was having these big major signings, and then these big major signings getting lost in the shuffle, and eventually just on, Rampage or Dark or something like that. Like we've all seen people on the internet ripping AEW a new one for their utilization of talent after they make a big deal out of signing them. So that's no different here with the WWE, where we're seeing big returns, needle-moving returns, and then these guys just are lost in the shuffle and we don't know what to do with them. I mean, yes, we love what Triple H is doing. Triple H is giving us a fresh take and a fresh look on the WWE, and we love to see it. But that doesn't make him exempt from the mistakes that we have verbally killed AEW for. We're seeing it again in the WWE. And I don't really know how to fix that. I mean, obviously they're trying to shuffle some things around by making New Day the NXT Tag Team Champions. They keep New Day together, but they really don't have anything for them to do. And then you put them over there on NXT, and now it is kind of a fresh coat of paint. So I understand why they're doing it. I get that, because what else is there for the New Day to do on the main roster right now? There's really not much. Big E, we don't know when he's coming back. So I'm fine with that. But what do we do about Killer Cross? What do we do? Karrion Kross, I'm sorry. What do we do about Braun Strowman? What do we do about Hit Row? What do we do about them not working? What's going to make them work? Do we need to move them to another show? Do we need to turn them heel, face, whatever they are now? Do we need to turn them? I think we need to think about what needs to be done. I think that maybe if you have Hit Row turn heel, and are they heel now? I don't even know. It turned them heel and just annoy the fan base with their music. Annoy them. That's what you can do. Just get on the nerves with the hip hop, because there's a lot of people in wrestling that don't like hip hop. They had a whole storyline around it with Kurt Hennig, rap is crap, and whatnot. But seriously, there's just a whole culture of wrestling fans that don't vibe with the hip hop scene. And I see that starting to change, though. I see that is starting to change, but right now there is still that narrative that wrestling is synonymous with like rock and heavy metal and stuff like that. So maybe flip them and have them do it as an annoying thing. I don't know. That's just me thinking off the top of my head. But yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be these disappointments, these names that you bring back, and it don't hit. It don't hit. We've seen it many times with AEW. Now we're seeing it happen with WWE in a different capacity. And how do we fix it? We don't really know that answer. But, we're going to keep on pushing and keep on moving. And with that being said, it is time. It's time for us to take a little break ski, pay some bills. And when we come back, I'm going to have Bell with me. And myself and Bell are going to give you our Facebook exclusive conversation talking about the dethroning and eventual release of Mandy Rose. Hey guys, it's your boy the Director, Howse of In Your House, and I'm here to let you know about a small business that produces beard products and also supports small stage, independent, professional wrestling stars. It's called Ringmaster Beard Company. Try one of their several scents, beard oils, balms, or mustache wax, and keep your beard looking and feeling sweet. Purchase your favorite wrestlers or personalities' personalized scent, and they receive a portion of each sale. And with that being said, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the Director in Alicon House Special. Your boy, a blend of eucalyptus, mint, and tea tree oil. Have your beard feeling fresh, have your beard feeling smooth, just like your boy, the Director. Follow Ringmaster Beard Company on Twitter and Instagram at Ringmaster Beard, or on their Facebook page, and that is Ringmaster Beard Company. Check it out. Get your beard cream. Hit your beard with that. Because sometimes being a master in the ring means mastering your beard. Welcome back to In Your House, and of course I am your director, Hollywood House, and I've been sitting in giving you guys some of that work that we haven't been able to give you for the last few weeks. You guys know how it is. The holidays are busy, we busy doing our thing, but finally these busy schedules between myself and Bell have finally been able to meet in the middle, and we're definitely about to get right into that as we're going to give you our Facebook exclusive conversation here on the second half of this episode. And of course, definitely want to thank you guys. Thank you for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is very appreciated. All the work that you guys have been giving us, all the attention, even the time that we've been away. I've definitely had people hit me up like, hey, when's that new episode coming out? When's that new podcast episode coming out? We're missing you and Bell. We need you guys to talk about these situations. And it's just been a whole lot going on. You know, Bell's over there doing this thing. You know, I just had a big opportunity there with PWI, like I talked about earlier in the episode. And now we're back together. And definitely you want to check out some of this great content that we're putting out. Also, make sure that you check out some of the great content that I'm putting out, working with Elijah Burke and Pollo Del Mar, as we just celebrated 3 years. That's right, guys, 3 years of Pope's Point of View. I have been the one and only producer to the Guiding Light for the last 3 years, and I'm very proud of the work that me, Pollo, and Pope have been able to do. And I'm very proud of the work that me and Bell are able to do here at In Your House, where it all started. And we're going to continue to give you that work as I go ahead and bring in now on the second half of the episode my man, my dog, my homie. You already know who he is. He always curates a whole lot of chaos over at the In Your House page and right here on the podcast, and that is the curator himself, the marvelous Mr. Bell. How's it going, bro?
Yo, what up, household? I have missed you. And you know, Con, you and I are like peanut butter and jelly. We can be separate for a bit, but we always got to come back together, bro. Always come back together.
Absolutely.
So,
man.
like, have been missed and missed you, household. But I know the household has been, peeping what's been curated here lately. Throughout the In Your House page. Hopefully you guys have checked me out on the Kokomo Press podcast, as well as on the weekly plug, and everything else. And hopefully you guys check me out this coming weekend at Thunder or Blunder with the man, the conqueror, Sam Knight.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
wait.
That's going to be great. That is going to be great. Of course, that's Thunder Blunder Volume 4. That's popping off in Indianapolis. Check that out, y'all. Like this, it's going to be fully set representation there. We got the Curator, we got the Conqueror, so the set is going to be represented there in Indianapolis, and we love to see it. And you know, the way I always look at it, Bell, is I'm proud of what we're doing here with the set. I'm proud of what we've been able to build with the set and the culture that we've been able to establish as the set has really come into its own here in 2022. Now we're moving into 2023. And man, when I think about the set, Bell, I think about champions. I think about perennial champions. I think about people who are going to be champions for many, many years to come. And then we talk about that. And when we talk about champions, I of course got to talk about our situation here that we're talking, that we were here to talk about here on the Facebook exclusive part of In Your House. And that's a champion who not just lost her championship, but Bell, she also lost her job. And that's Mandy Rose, the former NXT Women's Champion. 400 plus days as champion. Ended abruptly, man. It ended abruptly Tuesday night on NXT. And it was quite the shock to everybody when it happened, and how it happened. And what's even more shocking is the ramifications of her dropping the title and also her being released by the WWE the next day. Bell, as our curator here, man, what can you tell us and tell the household? I'm sure they know by now, but can you catch them up to speed in case that they don't know?
Yeah. So, if you don't know, if you live under a rock, if you are not culturally educated, no, I'm just playing. If you don't know what's going on with Mandy Rose, she was let go because she had a third party website, that she hosted, ran, and let fans get an inside peek of Mandy Rose. And some fans got more of an inside peek than others. Yeah. Because it was all built behind a paywall. Yeah. But bottom line, even though there was a paywall, some of those things leaked out, and there were some very unbecoming things that Mandy Rose did while NXT champion, while representing the WWE, that plain and simple, that sponsors would not like, do not approve of. That is it's a no-no in WWE for certain things. Now, these aren't just, hey, she flashed a nipple or things like that. And I'm not trying to downgrade in sort of nudity or anything or upgrade it, but these things had to have been somewhat explicit for WWE to take action in this course.
You know, when I look at this situation, Bell, I'm looking at all sides of it. And I think that's what we try to do here at In Your House, is try to look at everything at all sides. So, are we saying that you should, that you know, if you're a sex worker, then poo-poo on you? No, get it how you get it. You know, I support anybody who has.
I support all sex workers. I'm just gonna let that plain and simple, plain as day. There's not a problem with what Mandy Rose is doing in my eyes.
No, I don't have an issue with it.
Have OnlyFans of Jace, or I don't know what this one is called.
It's a different, yeah. It's a different brand. It's like the off-brand OnlyFans.
There's a couple different ones.
Yeah.
Or more exclusive, depending on how you brand it. It doesn't matter. But no one's knocking Mandy Rose for doing that. And if she is making more money doing that than being the NXT Women's Champion, one, that says a lot about NXT, but that also says a lot about what she sees for herself and the things that she can do on her own.
Yes.
So like I don't think anybody should be knocking Mandy Rose in this aspect, and I'm not trying to. But I don't know if you should be knocking WWE in this aspect either.
Well, let me talk on that real quick. So, what was it? Was it last year, maybe the year before, that news broke that WWE did not want talents to have any third-party means of income, such as Twitch, things of that nature. I know you remember this because it was a big thing, and a lot of people were upset. Even Cameo, they didn't want them doing cameos on their own either to make money on the side by doing cameos. So
Absolutely.
Cameo, Twitch, stuff like that. So we got to be fair here. We got to bring it back to that, because if that rule was still being enforced, if that is still a rule that they enforced, yes, it might have been just last year or the year before, but it's a rule that they enforced. I mean, that means Mandy Rose broke that rule, didn't she? She breached, didn't she? I mean, am I crazy?
Absolutely. Breach of contract is breach of contract, and if she breached her contract in any form, then she's subject to be let go. But I don't think it's just something as simple as she had a Twitch that she was hosting that she was making third party money from. I think this case specifically is that because WWE has lessened the reins on that a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're also there to control, their own brand image. There's a whole lot of history of shit that Vince McMahon did that they learned from first and foremost, but also don't want to make those same mistakes or other mistakes like that, which you cannot blame WWE for that. But I think there was more of an extreme manner in this Mandy Rose thing. I don't have all the details yet, but I would be shocked if it doesn't come out here soon that there was some sort of sex tape or some sort of something, or something more than it's just because she had this off-brand third-party deal on her own.
And there's a lot of different ways to look at it, because when I look at it from this standpoint, I mean, I know that they're having this ugly sordid issue with Vince McMahon and all his issues from the past and him being a sex pest, and they want to get away from that aspect. But also on another scale here, I mean, maybe it could have been handled differently. Maybe it could have been a situation where maybe they could have suspended her, maybe stripped her of the title, maybe not fired her. Unless this is not the first time she's been told, then I don't know anything about that. But if this is the first time she's been told, I mean, we're just recently finding out issues with Riddle and his drug abuse and things that's happening with him, suspended. Jimmy Uso in the past, multiple issues with alcohol. Put tag titles on him and push to the moon. I mean, I know we're looking at apples and oranges here, man, but I just think when you look at those situations compared to this one, maybe this one could have been handled a little bit differently if, once again, this is the first time that it came up and it was brought to her.
Well, from everything that I've seen, read, and otherwise from all the dirt sheets out there and uncles named Dave, is that this was not the first. This was brought to Mandy Rose's attention, and she had zero intention
on stopping doing it,
on stopping it. So, I think this was a full blown, hey, I understand your rule, but I'm gonna do this anyways, sort of thing in Mandy Rose's court. And again, not knocking her, because man, that's her own business decision.
I was gonna say, if she's making more money selling pictures of her body, I mean, go do that.
Chase your bread, get your fans to just throw dollars at you for doing whatever. And I'm sure it's, we like to simplify things, but I'm sure it's much more than just pictures and things like that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there's maybe she plays video games with her fans, or
right,
or whatever. Like there could be lots of different things being done,
right?
Not just the dirtiest of things, right? But those could be done too. And WWE again has a brand to uphold, and you saw what they've done to China.
Oh yeah.
You don't think they're going to let one of their current champions do that, continue to do that, or otherwise? Because Mandy Rose, if I'm not wrong, she had over a 400-day run.
She did,
as NXT's champion, and
great run.
I think it just came to a point where she went too extreme.
Yeah.
And they had to do what had to be done in that case.
Yep, I can hear you on that. It's definitely an unfortunate situation. But I'm gonna say it, man. And you can, like, anybody who wants to mark this on the calendar. It's the 15th of December on 2022 at 2022. I think WWE will bring her back. I think WWE will eventually bring her back. I think that it's a thing where she needs to learn this lesson in their eyes, but I don't think that door is completely closed, like, forever. I really, really don't. I really, really don't.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to not see her back in the future. Depending on the severity, I guess, of what she did, which I'm sure is not that bad.
But you know what, though?
Even if it's full on softcore porn, it's probably not even that bad.
It's probably not. But you know what, though? You know what speaks to me, though, is the fact that she probably knew there was some heat. If she didn't know she was getting fired before NXT Tuesday, she at least had to feel there was some heat. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I'm sure she felt some sort of heat. Yeah,
but what speaks to me is the fact that she still went out there. She still did business Tuesday night, put over the girl that was going to be the next champion. She did good business. Tuesday night, she did good business. The fans, the fans serenaded her with thank you, Mandy and everything. Like, I think there was some air. I think there was something in the air where everybody kind of knew what it was. I feel like she knew beforehand. And if she did, even more kudos to her, because she did good business. She didn't throw a tantrum and walk out the door or anything like that. She did business, finished up, and next day, hey, you got your walking papers. And I think that she took it in a classy way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you may be right in that regard, but I'm not sure, because I don't think from reports of from What Culture and Wrestle Talk from earlier today, they gave indications that she had no idea of what was really going to transpire. So maybe she felt heat, at least pressure from management wise. That could be a possibility, but not enough that she knew that, hey, she was going to get her walking papers right after dropping the title.
Maybe just drop the title, cycle down the card, or maybe even look at a suspension there. But maybe the thought of being fired wasn't on the table. But even knowing that any ramifications was coming, knowing that anything was coming, I still think that she did good business, and that alone will eventually get her an opportunity to come back. As long as she wants to. If she wants to.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's making so much money doing this OnlyFans gimmick, I mean, maybe she don't want to come back. But if she does, I think that with time, because time does heal all wounds, with time, you'll see Mandy Rose back in the WWE again if that's what she wants.
Absolutely. I agree. I wholeheartely agree with you. And actually, man, I'm happy we were able to have this little conversation for the Facebook household. This has been pretty great, actually.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's been a really great episode. I was happy we was able to come back and do this again. Now that the holidays are closing in, we're hitting up Christmas here. It's almost that time. So that means the busiest time of the year will go back to being not the busiest time of the year, and we can get back to giving you guys regular episodes of In Your House again. And with that being said, this one has to end, and that means, Bell, you got to let them know where they can find you at, bro. So go ahead and plug away.
Okay, household, you guys know the deal. My name is, well, actually, first of all, I go by the Farnsworth Bentley to the man, the myth, the legend, Hollywood House's P. Diddy. And My name is the Curator Bell. You can find me all over social media at Curator Bell, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, probably at your mom's house. You never know. You can also find me under the name of Hypocrisy Jones. Look for me out there. I talk shit about everything and everybody, no holds barred, and anybody can get it. So come get it, yo. Check me out on the Kokomo Press at Kokomo Press Podcast, and also check me out right here in your house. This is where you can find me, in your house.
That's my man Bell, and of course you guys know where you can find me at. That's on IG at The Hollywood House, also on Facebook and Twitter at Hollywood House. Of course, you can follow this great podcast. That's at In Your House on all social media, and that is HOWSC, and the W stands for work. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have Apple Podcast? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you. Hey, guys, it's really going down. We got my man, the Curator and the Conqueror, Sam Knight, going to Thunder and Blunder Volume 4, and that is going down this Saturday in Indianapolis, Indiana. Guys, go ahead and head on over to www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Go on and get this work so you can get this shirt. And guys, I tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, well, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Fuck Mount Olympus. Yeah.